What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And this particular video recap, I will be reviewing Loving You Is Wrong. I don't want to be right. No, no, I'm just playing. This is season 2, right? Episode 1. It is not part 3, I don't think, or episode 1, but I could have sworn it's officially season 2. So let's get into it. But shout out to my YouTube fam. If you're not part of my YouTube, don't forget to, subscribe to the button low down here. And, like and share this video. Sorry, y'all, I'm kind of doing this video kind of late. Not late, but it's past 12. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all summer. If most y'all realize summer ended yesterday, which I'm from Detroit, Michigan, if y'all don't know. And it hasn't been really a summer period again in this. So I'm like, oh, it was summer ended. I didn't get the memo we even had a summer. But anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoy y'all day, pleasant night, whatever. So this first episode is, after seeing the season finale of Have Nots, part 2 of season 3, this here was kind of chilled down. Let's get into Eddie's real quick. Eddie, of course, he's sitting there letting you know that, he's got this gunshot wound. He's obviously staying at Esmeralda's house, as we seen, if y'all, didn't watch all of last season of part 1, part 2, whatever this is called. And, how he was supposed to be, taken care of or put 6 feet under, at Natalie's, job, whatever. And, you see he's still alive. He's calling this dude named Tank, asking where his money at. He said he gave this guy named Ben, this rookie or whatever, who of course Eddie likes to remind everybody, look what I did for you. I did this for you. I did this for you. I'll get your ghetto ass out here, blah, blah. And you know how he's always repping like he's so hard and stuff, okay? While snoring a couple more lines, okay? Because while he asked Esmeralda later on, when she getting back or what she's doing. And, Esmeralda had said, as who we call little Essie, she's like saying, she, Alex had her baby. And he's like, oh, the whore. And she's like, why you do that? That's your cousin. He's like, I've been stopped claiming that bitch. What the hell? What the hell you talking about? So, basically, how we'll go into that other scene, because really was based on Alex, a little bit of Marcy, and the mother-in-law, Randall making an appearance, but really wasn't, like I said, that much this episode, because it was getting episode, and like I said, comparing that, not to say not decent shows, but, it was supposed to be a shocker. So, Eddie, like I said, sitting up in the bed, I think around this time, he was trying to call after he spoke to Tank, around Tank. No, first he tried to call Tank and somehow he got Steve. And Steve is letting him know that Lucius been sitting there talking to, internal affairs, some of the feds folks or whatever. But we don't know what he said. And we'll get into that a little bit. So, of course, Eddie, when he's called this guy named Ben, or this rookie, like, you better bring my money over here, blah, 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 and get to try to find out what's going on with Lucius and what was being said, see if he's going to react on it. Because, Lucius got a plan. Okay, we want to know what is the plan, but he got a plan. And so he's sitting there while I think either we calling between Ben or Steve, whatever. He got some prostitute, somebody that some thought that snoring lines with him, and I guess she was using some of Essie perfume, because he's telling her, get that off of you, get that off of you before she gets here. Then she gets back in the bed again. He still smells moonlight mist or whatever, or jasmine cherry blossom on her ass. So he told her basically leave. You better be you were snoring for free. So he doing self-medication, as usual. Okay, so anyways, I don't think Elsie has came back, whatever, but he's, doing his dirt there. But he does expect that this Ben brings him his money, whatever, right? So Ben all acting frigidly anyway. He kept doing this couple notes, so he probably been snorting too, whatever. Because like I said, how Eddie likes to threaten you with your life and all he has done for you and your fam, and you the reason got a job, and he basically saying, you're gonna get ready to get bent over for the board. Just saying all this crazy shit that we all know Eddie, the reasons why we love to hate him. Okay, or strongly dislike. We ain't gonna say we're hate, but strongly dislike. And so, anyways, y'all, he is, this is after around time when Lucius talking to the captain. He tries to ask him flat out a question. is Eddie a dirty cop? Because, you know, Captain ain't playing that, whatever, you know. And Lucius like, well, so this what happened was I can help him out. He has been through a lot. Yeah, he's been in the streets. But you know what? His favorite color is red. Okay, red. Like Clifford, the big red dog. That's his favorite book he likes to read. Just everything except just answering the man's question, okay? You know, because Lucius got a plan. Anyway, so he still did not say anything, a yes or no. He just kept on, like I said. He hammer time, do the nay-nay, hustle, electric slide, everything, except answer the damn question. So anyways, Captain was like this, I seen your resume, and I seen, you know, basically all his credentials and everything, and he's basically like this, you can go really up top, way up top right here, Lucius, you know, in this department, but you might have made one of the worst mistakes, you know, in your career, or maybe even your life, what he really wanted to say, I think, you know, by sitting here and protecting this fool. You know, basically what he wanted to tell him. So, like I said, so he is getting ready. You got Ben following him. He's trying to ask him questions. Hi, how are you? So, how was, indirectly, well, how did that thing go or something? And, you know, Lucius like, you don't get basically on and just stay, mind your business and mind your job, whatever. You know, so the guy goes in the coffee. I first thought he was going to poison the coffee or something. He gets a cup of coffee, and the captain's office happened to be open. Nobody sees anything, right? He goes in there, coincidence the file is, I guess, about Eddie and his shooting. He decides to open up, leave the coffee. I first thought maybe he's going to spill something to make it seem like it's got, I don't know. So, but he leaves the coffee as if he's pretending he's purposely I guess he was getting it for the captain to distract him. Because the captain comes in, but he just finished, you know, taking whatever pictures he needed to do for, the photo, right? So anyways, he goes ahead, he's basically trying to explain to him like, oh, I just was in the car for you, and he's just like, okay, because he was asking, what do you do in my office? And then he just leaves. He's like, thank you, but you can go ahead. And so when Eddie is sitting there waiting for the guy to come in, he telling him, well, you know, coming to the room, and he didn't hear him, so he calls dude to come in there, right? And Ben is, you know, like I said, seems a little bit out of whack online. And he's like this. He giving him the phone so he can look at a photograph. Eddie's about, where's my money at? And he just like, look, I got this free shop out. I thought you wanted to look at this. Eddie's like, I'm not worried about no shop out. Where is my money? You know, and he like, and he trying to lie and say the dude Tank has, you know, didn't give him the money. So he calls Tank and, you know, he said we're going to meet him in 10 minutes. So Eddie's in his car, and Ben, you know, is in his, you know, squad car or whatever. And Tank, you know, he first, you know, pulling the gun and can't intimidate him and basically let him know, because you know how Eddie, he wants to be so hood, but at the same time was erase his ass, right? Even though we don't know what what race or whatever, you know, ethnic background that Eddie comes from, okay? But he's like this. He's like, I helped you get out of jail, or help you, you know, with this and that, help your ghetto ass sister. You know, of course the guy said, yeah, because his gun to his head, and he knows how crazy Eddie is. But he's trying to tell, that could do this line. I knew he was going to lie. He told me to get the phone out his pants. It turned out in the photo, you could tell that he's giving the money to Ben. So, of course, Eddie even questions, like, you ain't got nothing to me. He was like, no, I ain't got nothing. But he was like, he knew that dude was going to be lying. And he's taking it for him and this girl, whatever, you know, the stuff is. I don't know if it's also the money or drugs, too, for that matter. So Tank go, he couldn't even get his phone back, but I guess he's like, of course, we know life is very valuable and priceless. So he looks at Ben, and he pulls the gun at Ben, whatever. And then he ends up basically saying, he was like, which hand did you use to make the transaction or whatever, right? So he ends up shooting one of his hands. Well, Ben says, oh, my hands got shot off. And he tells him, like, what to say he was chasing down, you know, someone, and, you know, he got injured in pursuit or something. And, you know, he just walks away. That's actually was the end of the episode when Eddie did that, you know. But, yeah. So, anyways, let's go into the middle of the scene. Then we get to this Alex situation, whatever. Marcy is talking, I think, to a real estate lawyer, whatever. She's been stuck in the house still. You know, she's drinking, it's before noon. She's already on probably her 5th drink of wine or whatever she's drinking on, right? And her friend's telling her, you know, like, you can't leave the house because he'll take everything. Because she's like, he just won't leave and stuff. And she's been saying, now, interesting enough, she says she's had a stomach problem for a couple weeks. But she's like, she didn't, you know, the reason why she just went to the doctor because her friend or a lawyer friend or whatever, whoever was on the phone with her, asked her, well, why you didn't, you know, see about that? She's trying to give it to Randall, you know, whatever. She thinks she has a stomach flu. That might be questionable too, what the hell that is, you know. But, so anyways, at the door or whatever, it turned out Randall's mother is there. Also known as Marcy's mother-in-law came in there. And she's basically like this when she comes in like, you know what? I haven't heard from my son at all, blah, blah, blah. And this is why I came down here. She was like, okay, you can't wait down here from Colorado, right? And all this stuff, right? And, you know, she basically trying to tell her, you know, she's trying to let it be known, well, it's my son's house too, and why is it like this? And I'm going to stay here straight in this pigsty. Why is this like this? Why is this? Why do you paint the walls this color? I knew we shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. And Marcy keeps first trying to say, like, okay, he's not here, blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, you should just, you know, go, like, it's not a good time, you know, stuff like that. And you could tell basically that the mother-in-law never liked the Marcy anyway. It's, you know, the one of those conversations about, because, you know, she's a call like wannabe real estate agent, you know, you from the hood, you thinking you professional and all this other stuff, and, you know, just like putting her down, my son should have never married you. It got to that point, and she was like, well, we both agree. You got a smart mom. Well, you just said something smart as hell to her. What you, okay, we see how it goes. I get, you know, the privilege because she's the mother-in-law. Or, you know, Randall's mother, basically, that she can say anything. So it got to the point where getting Marcy, she just, like, she knew that she must have did something, you know, in order for this, whatever, is not the reason why Randall is acting or not answering the phone calls or something that's wrong, whatever. So, you know, Marcy, I'm surprised she didn't pimp slap her in 2041, but instead, she cut her with her words, because it got to the point, she was just like, you know, didn't you hear me? Won't you go? You know, she's like, I'm not leaving here. And, you know, one of them type of things. So Marcy decided to let her know, like, okay, you seem to be hard of hearing and stuff like that. You know, you get out of here, you old bitch. And then, bitch. And I first thought, you know, she was going, Muhammad Ali, the mom was going to Muhammad Ali march. She was just was shopping. She still kept saying, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, Marcy's like, okay, again, you act like you're hard of hearing and shit. Let me tell you this right now. Either you get out on your own out this house, or I'll drag your old ass, make you to a human new swifter, and just drag your ass and, you know, out of here, my damn self. Get the hell out. So she was just like, oh, I'm just gonna sit on the porch until Randall gets here. Okay, and she sat right in that chair. But we're about to get into who she runs into around that same time frame. Now let's go back to the hospital. We realized, which we kind of were not surprised, that Miss Alex ends up having Randall's baby, and it's not her husband Brad's. Brad is, you know, like I said, we'll get into that in a second. I know I kind of crisscross sometimes. Now, when they leave in the parking lot, Brad is walking out. Natalie and LZ and, you know, Kelly, they're trying to still make it seem like, okay, Brad's supposed to calm down as a babe. No, first, they're talking before Brad, I guess, comes out of there. No, afterwards. Brad is like, okay, I'm sick of doing this. I'm leaving now. And they're just like trying to calm down. You know, here go S, you know, she loves you, blah, 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 and all this other stuff, whatever. And, you know, Brad is just sick and tired. And again, it's like almost like they don't seem to understand or act like, you know, it was a problem what Alex did. She did it several times enough to get pregnant by another dude. It wasn't just more once, whatever. This was a long ass time. And they keep trying to justify Alex's actions or stuff. Like, you know, and then I'm thinking, like, I sure know that they wouldn't be saying the same stuff if, you know, if, Essie was, you know, whichever dude she was tweeting for, or if, you know, she was messing with Lucius, or whoever that guy, I forgot his name, that Kelly was with, you know, the fiance somewhere in some island or somewhere in Brazil, I don't know, you know, some mission. So, you know, Brad was like, get to the point, like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. If you don't get out the way, basically, till they say, I'm going to explain to I'm about to run you over. Get out my way. You know, they just, you know, here, it was just annoying as hell. They just keep trying to, you know, first they realize they can't really say anything. But here, 1 out of 2 out of 3 of them keep trying to explain as if an explanation to try to almost smooth things over something you can't smooth things on. We seen the baby. Like, what can you say? What can any of y'all say? So when he leaves, even Natalie's like, well, you know, it is true that what can you really say about the situation? Here's Kelly and Nancy trying to say, you have to understand and have sympathy. I'm like, what the hell? understand where she's coming from. No, the hell won't, because she, with Natalie, probably, like I said, if it would be Lucia's baby, she probably had that bus, well, she had a baby already, would have the box cutter for her ass, and I'll explain that a minute later. But they calmed her down, but Natalie was like, but she put herself in this own situation, okay? And they're still saying, like, oh, well, be a friend to be understanding. Yeah, there's sometimes just the way you say things about anything. Some things, regardless how you say, is always going to be rude as hell, or, just touch a nerve. But at the same time, you have to, it's like, did they ever really admit that she was wrong about something? Sometimes you do have to tell, if you generally are a friend, or instead of being enabling her, I know I said enabler, probably wrong, but you know what I mean. But how y'all just sitting here and acting like this is okay. It's not. And, Natalie calmed down. So they're trying to go see Alex. Alex, a nurse comes in trying to show her the baby. Because, they were even questioning, like, did she see the baby already and stuff like that? Of course she's seen the baby. She just obviously been turning the child away ever since she had the baby. And the nurse was trying to sit here so the baby can actually get attached to to Alex, or the baby's mom. And she like, go away, just go away. She refused to look at the baby or anything. And it's like, you put yourself in the situation. I ain't gonna try to disown your own child because of what for you caused. Okay, but anyway, or she just delusional like everything she's been all been on, and but so. They go back in the hospital, and I guess they're still trying to find a way to see her. They find out as far as right now that she only wants to see Brad. And of course, Brad been left, okay, and speeded off and went home, okay. So Randall, with his crazy tail, he's still at the hospital. And of course, the three amigas are trying to sit here and say, like, you know what, you need to get on leave. Why are you here? And Randall refused, is off his own self, but he refused to let this go. So he, of course, they keep saying, are you deaf? Basically, like, what is wrong with you? Can you go? She does not want to see you. So he got to the point where he started insulting them, because when Nat was like, you don't get the hell out, I'll mollywop or something, she said to him. And of course, he want to remind her how she's ghetto and every damn thing else and stuff, right? Kind of we see where he gets it from, because remember, like I said, his mom was sitting here and insulting Marcy, or just like belittling her. Obviously she wasn't raised in the suburbs or whatever, And, Natty was like, even Kelly was like, you're such a little bitch. And he's trying to call him, oh, I diagnosed you being delusional, and where's y'all man at? And I'm Alex's boyfriend. I think he was trying to say that to the security guard. Like, he really is somewhere else, okay? And it got to the point where, he just still with insults, refusing to leave near the place because he's trying to get in to see Alex. And so Natalie, out of nowhere, we see slices him, and it turns out with a box cutter. Then they like, of course the lady's shocked and he's shocked, but I noticed he didn't try to like retaliate on her, maybe because of the hospital or whatever. Randall's mind is somewhere not in the same neighborhood or anywhere near him in his mind frame, just lost, gone somewhere else, okay? So he ends up like, like, what the hell you doing? Then she did again, like, okay, you gonna call me, okay, keep messing with me, you gonna see some more of this. So the security guard came, and, Natalie played it off like, we're trying to protect our friend, and he's been, it's gotta be something that's domestic violence, and she doesn't want to see him, and he keeps trying to see her, and he's like, they're lying. And then the doctor, the same one I think that sent him, I think what came with Kelly, doctor, Alex doctor, whatever, he's like, that's Randall, Natalie explains that's Randall, or I forgot Kelly, I forgot which one, was saying, remember him, that's the one there with the Brad. She like, oh, okay, I was about to tell you, none of y'all can see her anyway, but really none of y'all can see her now. With this, like, no, he gotta leave, so security does make Randall leave there. And when they are trying to ask, once Randall leaves, can we go see her, the nurses, the doctor's like, no, she does not want to see anybody now. And I think she was saying something about her blood pressure, something was wrong also anyway. So Natalie and them decide, Natalie said she coming to the idea, we gonna go to back stairways and find a way to sneak to see Alex. Like, they gonna see their friend today, okay? So fast forward, going back to when we see Randall's mom in another scene, Brad pulls up, and she's like, Brad! And, Brad already is like I said, his mind is somewhere else too, right? And she like this, don't you remember me? I'm Randall's mom. So already he just has this look like, huh? whatever. I met you a couple of Christmas ago. Had your wife seen Randall? And he just didn't say nothing. And I could understand why. That was the nicest reply he could have, and just walked into the house. And she just still sitting there. I'm surprised she didn't play no Tetris, Candy Crush, you know, call one of her friends or one of her sisters, some relatives, like, did you know this, look, this little bitch did have me on the, sitting on here, and I'm outside and shit, and these yellow jackets is bothering me and shit, and just anything. But he just goes inside, he starts thinking about some of the scenes of, you know, the infidelity of, like, coming to real terms, like, this is Randall's baby, and just think about some of the flashbacks of him basically screwing, Randall screwing and Alex, and, you know, the time he was filling up when he was at the house, or when the day she got, you know, Marcy put her on blast that they were having an affair, where she put two together where Pepper is. And that's pretty much it. It really wasn't too much of, did I go or move anything? So we gotta watch for Marcy's flu and stuff like that. I mean, whatever her stomach problem is and stuff. I'm sorry this was probably a short review, but yeah, you know, it's just the first episode. But y'all have a pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. I definitely see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care. But like I said, it's nothing too much else this episode. But y'all take care.